A Drake fan asked me a sincere question about his lawsuit against UMG and wanted me to be brutally honest. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. So gang, listen, everybody just had a holiday. We all got together. Hopefully you got together with your family and enjoyed the festivities. You got to talk and get with relatives you don't always see on a regular basis. And I did as well. And when I tell you sometimes, gangs, I'm in the belly of the beast when it comes to these Drake conversations. Sometimes I am outnumbered, but that's okay. It's fine, right? But this one was a one-on-one. One of my relatives who shall remain nameless, right? But I'm just bringing this up because it's a topic of conversation that I'm seeing all over online, and I want to discuss it because when I spoke to this relative who is a diehard Drake fan, diehard. As soon as I heard him come in the house, he's like, "You Drake hater," da-da-da, right? So we got to laughing and talking, and he's like, "Seriously, Charles, I want to ask you a question. Why can't Kendrick fans or the internet as a whole just accept the Drake litigation for what it is? It's not against Kendrick. It's against the label. But everyone hates Drake so much they're making it that it's about Kendrick. Why are you guys being unfair? You're being unfair to Drake. You are looking at this through the lens of a hater because you really, all of you really know that this lawsuit is not about Kendrick." And he was looking for a sincere answer from me. He wanted to know why we were looking at it. We were picking it apart. We're making fun of Drake unfairly. We're being extremely one-sided. Let's put it like that. And I went on to, we had the discussion, and I had to be just honest about it because it clearly is about Kendrick. It clearly is because you lost the battle, and it clearly is, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home and I am upset about this. The spin is starting to be spun that this is a fight for the independent artist. This is a fight for the ones, the less fortunate, so the labels won't do this anymore. I see these guys on my Facebook, my Twitter, wherever. They're everywhere. They're typing this thing up. They're litigating this in the court of social media. They've already made a whole case for Drake that somehow he is fighting the good fight, and this is all against the label. This has nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar, nothing to do with the song, nothing to do with the fact that he got mopped up in a rap battle. We all know that that's not true. We all know that this litigation only happened because of the song where he was already losing the rap battle, and this song was the nail in the coffin. So I had to tell my relative, right, who shall remain nameless, that for one, we don't believe him because we know that there would be no lawsuit had he not lost the battle horribly. We know that there would be no lawsuit if his songs were going #1 right out of the gate. Like when he battled Pusha, he came right back with Smackers. And they went #1 and he was back, all was right in the world, and for a time it was good. Right? So he got his ego back up, got his chest back out, he's puffing up his chest again, and he puffed it on Kendrick. He got the whole chest deflated, caved in, he got defeated. So now you're the first rapper in history to go to court over a rap song. Over being dissed, over getting publicly humiliated, because that's exactly what happened. And now you're trying to spin it as if you're going against your label. But newsflash, you didn't need this song to negotiate your label. See, everyone's like, he's negotiating, he's renegotiating with his label. He already paid, Charles, you're wrong. He already paid that $400 million back. I personally, and I'm just going to be on the record, you can say whatever you want to say. I don't believe the $400 million was paid back. You can say whatever. You can say he did his tours, da-da-da. I understand all that. But to me, if our contract says you got to pay the $400 million back and you paid it back in 2022 is what they're trying to tell me, why am I negotiating with you in 2024? right? You want to say Challz because he wants more money. Okay, so he wants more money, but apparently he still has to negotiate for something. There's a reason that you renegotiate. If the contract is fulfilled, we're starting from scratch, right? I fulfilled my $400 million. Let's start a new contract from scratch. Now, a person like me, I low-key think like Kendrick. I'm going to go start a PG Lane. I'm going to go start my own label once the contract is fulfilled. When you got your 5th album, whatever you needed from me, 6, 10, whatever, I'm going to go be independent. Because if I made $400 million for them, I can make $400 million for me. See, this is what people not really understanding. Drake's scared to go independent. Because why would I make a deal for $650 million with them when I can go just make that myself? If he paid that back so fast, do you know what this guy's really worth? If he can pay you back $400 million in a few years by going on tour and doing 5, 6 records, he could do that for himself, right? So let's have an honest conversation. Why is he suing this label? Why is he putting Kendrick in the paperwork? For one, it's because he's a sore loser and he's trying to tarnish Kendrick's name. Let's start there. But at the end of the day, there's negotiations going on because he still owes them something. You don't negotiate when I don't owe you anything. I fulfilled it. What are we talking about? Why am I going to court? Why am I in court telling all your business? You use robots on Kendrick. You promoted this in an illegal way. We're opening up a RICO on my label because of what they did with my adversary. After I lost a rap battle, make it make sense, but I'm gonna tell you what's going on. They're trying to diminish his value so he can't ask for more than he got the first time, right? Your value is down because of the battle that you wanted to engage in. If you knew you were about to renegotiate, you should have never started the battle in the first place unless your ego told you, I'm going to crush him and my number's going to go up. Right? Who starts a rap battle when they're negotiating a $600 million deal? A person with an inflated ego. That's who thinks they can't lose and they're doing stuff for the public. He should have negotiated all that, came back, put the diss record out after he got the $600 million advance, right? Then now you talking money, right? Why would you do the rap battle before you finish your negotiations if you paid all this money back? See, what people not understanding is if he paid the $400 million, he at that point has great negotiation. He has great negotiation conversation. His tactics are on point. Because he paid that money back quick, allegedly. Now, there are more things to this contract that I don't know, but I can guarantee you there's nothing to negotiate if he fulfilled it. I don't think he fulfilled it. I'm just being honest. Now, imagine he did fulfill it, but he wants to renegotiate so he can start a new deal. Okay, that's great. But why are you in negotiations with just these people? Make this make sense. There's somebody else out there that's going to give him $600 million. Let's just be honest. Why are you negotiating with them? I get it. They're the biggest distributor in the world. You know why you're going to negotiate with them? Because they know how to promote you. Huh? Challz, what you say? All them #1 records got there for a reason. Not because Drake is so cool and hip. I played, and I'm going to tell this story to the end of time. I played Kendrick's GNX. And it happened for the 5th time. And you could try it yourself on Apple Music if you have it. The 5th time I spun that album, the very last song is Gloria. When Gloria goes off, every single time, without fail, a Drake song came on. Without fail. It has never played a different song. Drake is on every playlist you can possibly name. Drake, I've been playing Spanish music and Drake has come on and not his Spanish songs. Right? Drake got about 2 or 3 Spanish records that go on that. They're going to go on the reggaeton Spanish. I've let that reggaeton Spanish playlist play, and 2 hours later, a Drake song comes up that has not one word of Spanish in it. The system is rigged for this guy. He knows that if he leaves UMG, all them playlists going to disappear. Not just Spotify. Deezer's going to disappear, right? Napster is going to disappear. Tidal's going to, all of that stuff going to disappear. That's why he's negotiating. If he already paid the $400 million, Drake could be independent or he can go somewhere else. Now, he got a lawsuit saying that they're using bots on Kendrick. Well, they use bots on you, buddy. They put you in a lot of situations that you would not normally be in. That's why he's renegotiating with them. Huh? What'd you say, Charles? Yes. All of these guys on Twitter talking about Drake, don't put Kenny in the same conversation with the boy no more. For all the dogs did 409,000 week one. Like, it's all of it. This is what they're loving this. Right? Loving it. They're loving that Kenny went number one, but he only did three. What did he do? 391, 4, whatever he did, right? For all the dogs I can go on for hours about that, how that don't even, the two ain't even in the same league, right? They're not even in the same, the conversation ain't even, that's a video for another day, right? But they're loving this numbers. They love this numbers talk. Because if you take away the numbers talk, this dude is an average rapper. So they need the numbers talk. Because this dude just sued after a rap battle. That really makes you the lamest rapper in history. I'm just being honest. The lamest rapper in history would have a rap battle and then sue because something was mean in there, right? So you're going to ask yourself, Charles, he made $400 million for UMG. Why would you think that he has any problem with it's not about having a problem with his money, right? I do believe his value has diminished, and they know it has diminished. He's saying that they helped it be diminished. That's what the lawsuit really is about. The lawsuit is saying, you guys only propped up Kendrick to diminish me in these negotiations. Well, welcome to the fucking business world, gang. They cutthroat. Did you know that? I don't see, he's been so used to being coddled, right? He's been so used to being the golden boy that now that he's not the golden boy, he can't take it. So now he's going to burn everything down. You guys are using bots. You guys are using illicit means, right? All the stuff they did for you, putting you everywhere on anything. All those Apple Music commercials that you're on. All the big features you do. A lot of that stuff leads to where you are. A lot of that stuff you're not getting if you're at this stage of Drake. They're talking about Taylor Swift about to be on Kendrick's album. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I think she would look twice about doing a Drake feature right now. I'm just being honest. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be looking at Drake features as sketchy. So you're not that Drake no more. So they are right. They are right. And they did help diminish you because you're on the same label. At some point, they was going to have to do the same thing for him. Be it yesterday, last week, did today. They got to do the same thing for all their artists. Now, what he messed up was he named Kendrick in a lawsuit because now you're going after Kendrick. You got two lawsuit petitions. Let me say that correctly, because the Drake fans, it's not a lawsuit. It's a petition. Yes, we know it's a petition. It's not a lawsuit because it's not meant to go nowhere. You're trying to besmirch their name and get them to come back to the table so you can stop dishing on their secrets. I know that this is not meant to really go to court. We know this. This is a negotiation tactic, and we understand that, right? But you messed up by using Kendrick's name because you could have filed the same paperwork without using any name. You could have said that they're using bots against me with other artists to diminish my name so they can renegotiate, so they can say other artists are doing better than me. So then I won't be able to renegotiate for $600 million. This should have never went to court. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he has enough under his resume to go somewhere and get $600 million. He didn't need to go to court for this. You're going to court for the song. Bottom line. You're going to court for the song. All these warriors, these Drake keyboard warriors, like, he's going against the machine. No, he's not. He's going against UMG to try to force them to give him the money that he's asking for. He's not doing it for you and me. And he's only doing it because he lost the battle. And he's using Kendrick's name and Kendrick's record as a reason to say this is what they did, but they do it to everybody's record. They do it all to everybody. Kendrick record just hit more organically, so they pump more into it, and then it kept going even further. Right? He knows how bots work. They put that in the invoice every time. All this stuff is invoiced. All this stuff, gang. They know everywhere, every penny goes, gang. I'm just sorry to tell you. That's why he's asking the courts to make them give him the accounts, the paperwork, and this and that. Because he knows it's there. Because he has to pay him when they do it for him. All right, you think this stuff happens in secret? Yeah, somebody pays, but they have a certain title for it. They got to account for that $35,000 or whatever they're spending on that. Where did it go? It got to have a title. It has to be something. It has to be something on the invoice. It got to be, the money just don't disappear. It goes somewhere. There's an account of it somewhere. So he knows that promo or whatever they market it, whatever they're calling it, that's included in that. So he's going to say, well, who got that money? He wants to follow the money, but he doesn't know the money going to lead right back to him. And all the records that he's got botted and promoted, da-da-da. But you got to think, we're living in a weird world, and people don't care about bots no more. They don't care that you got ghostwriters. They don't care that the song was somebody else's song first and you came and took. This is a weird world where the people don't care nothing but the bottom line. Did they like the song or they didn't? They don't care no more. All that integrity stuff is out the window. But the hip-hop heads like me, we do care. We do care that you're suing over a rap battle that you lost. We do care that you're trying to be this rapper that we know you're not, right? Let's just be honest. A tough street rapper that you're acting like you're this, da-da-da, you got the MO or the mob and all this. We know that rapper you're pretending to be would never be in a lawsuit against another rapper or another rapper's song. Now, you can say you're suing UMG, but you're suing on the basis of Not Like Us, which is the song you lost to in a battle. A real rapper would never do that. So in the answer to the real, brutally honest answer to my relative's question, the reason we're not being fair, because the optics are bad. It looks like a sore loser, which it really is. It looks like a guy that couldn't hack it in rap, so he's going down to his secondary option, which is legal. And I got a video coming about all the stuff that he forgot that he said about Kendrick, while he's claiming Kendrick defamed him with this song. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are we being fair to Drake? Should we be giving Drake a fair shake? Or is this what he deserves? CLBMG. I'm going to catch you on the flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.